everybody. My name is Crystal Watkins. I am the worship pastor at the Atlanta Dream Center Church. I'm happy to be here with you today, and I just wanted to take a quick moment of your time to share with you an encouraging word on purpose. How many of you know that we were created for God, by God, on purpose, for a purpose? I know I said that kind of fast, and you may be thinking, what is she talking about? I'm going to say it again. You were created by God, for God, on purpose, for a purpose. And there are literally nations waiting for you to do and be everything that God created you to be. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom. Maybe you work a 9-to-5 job. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you feel like what you're doing right now just holds no true value or significance in your life. Can I just encourage you that you were created by God, for God, on purpose, for a purpose? Your life means something to Him. He didn't just put you here just to walk throughout life casually. He didn't just put you here to go about the mundane routine of life and live life with no true value or true meaning. Ephesians 2:10 says, "For we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Before the foundations of the earth were formed, before you were in your mother's womb, God called you, He predestined you, and He set you on a path." Whatever that path may be for you, can I encourage you to live it out and to walk it out? There's another part to this that I want to talk about, and that's staying planted long enough to see fruit in your life. Staying planted long enough to see your purpose fulfilled in Christ. A lot of times when we see no significance, when we don't see the value in what we're doing, we uproot ourselves before it's time. We uproot ourselves before patience can have its perfect work. We uproot ourselves before we're actually ready. And that can cost us a lot of time. That can cost us to forfeit our destinies. A lot of times we may not find the value or the significance in what we're doing, and we walk away. We don't listen to those around us who God has placed in our lives to give us instruction, to lead us on the right path, or to lead us towards our destiny. A lot of times we uproot ourselves prematurely, and it causes us to disqualify ourselves or to take the long route. I mean, look at the children of Israel. They were given the promised land, but it took them 40 years in the wilderness. And then at the end of it, they still didn't see the promise. They still didn't see the promise fulfilled. God had a plan for their lives. He had set them on a path. But ultimately, it's up to us to choose the direction in which we are to walk. Proverbs 16:9 says, "A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps." A lot of times we have in our minds the plans that we have for our lives. We know which way we want to go. We know how much money we want to make. If we could just make this amount of money, if we could just go here, if we could just have this many followers, our lives would be perfect. That is the biggest lie that the enemy is selling right now, is that if you're not famous on social media, if you're not famous on Instagram, if you're not famous on Facebook, that your life has no meaning. We can't find our value, our hopes, our dreams in those things because we'll be disappointed every single time. What is it that God is calling you to do? Who has He called you to be? Those are the things that are most important. Those are the things that are going to matter. When all this stuff fades away, when this is no longer, only what you do for God will last. Only what you do for God will have real value and real importance. It's time out for just talking about what we want to do for God, but it's time to start really, truly walking in the ways of God. It's time out for just saying what we want to do. It's time to truly live it out in our everyday lives. God has created you on purpose, for a purpose, and there are people who are literally attached to your destiny. If you don't walk out your God-given purpose, neither can they. There are people who are counting on you to be everything that God created you to be. There are people who are counting on you today to wake up, to put one foot in front of the other, and be everything that God has called you to be. Can I encourage you just to do that today? Can you make a decision in your heart and in your mind today that I am going to do what the Lord has called me to do? What if you don't know what that is? What if you honestly have never really heard the Lord on what your purpose is? It starts somewhere. Take some time today. Sit down. Get quiet. And listen. Ask that question. You may have to ask it several times. You may not get an answer right away, but I encourage you to sit down before the Lord. Sit at His feet. Sit anywhere. Sit in your house. And ask the Lord the question, what is it that you have called me to do? What is it that you have placed me on this earth to do? And whatever that answer you get, make sure you do it wholeheartedly. Make sure you do it as unto the Lord. Not to be seen, not so that your name can be in lights, not so that you can be well known and that you can gain a lot of followers, but do it as unto the glory of God. Because remember, God created you on purpose, for a purpose, for Himself. Not so that you can get the glory, but so that He can be glorified. I hope this word encouraged you today. I hope you were built up. I hope you were edified. I hope that this encouraged you to go and seek out what your God-given purpose is. Not what you feel like your purpose is for your life, but what does God say about your life? And live it out. Walk it out. Every day. Put one foot in front of the other. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, but I am saying that it'll be worth it in the end. I love you, and I hope that you were blessed. Have a wonderful day.